And welcome out to Bryan High School for the opener of the NWAL 2019 season here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Chris Malenga and Thad Goff alongside Thad. Both these teams sitting at a perfect 0-0 in the league. That's the way you like it at the beginning.
That's right. And, of course, the Bryan Golden Bears, they did technically play a league game against Swanton in the holiday tournament, but that doesn't really count toward the official league standings. So this is the league opener for both these teams. Now, the Golden Bears, they come into this game at 8-4 on the season. 7-4 on the season. Swanton at 4-4. So both teams hoping to get off on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's the first league game can really set the tone for the season. You know what I mean? And I think these two teams are going to have a good game tonight. But Bryan has done pretty well for themselves. You mentioned them playing against Swanton in the tournament. They beat Paulding to get into the finals of that holiday tournament at Defiance College, but then lost 67-53 to Swanton in that final game. But so far, that's the only game that was against any league opponent. Taking a look at common opponents, you know, Swanton actually played Evergreen and Delta, who are both league opponents, but those games early on the season, they tend to play league teams early in the season kind of as a tune-up, and they don't really, you know, count towards league standings. So they've already had a couple of conference games, quote-unquote, under their belt, but they sit, as you said, at 4-4.
The Golden Bears, their last game was on January 5th, just 5 days ago, in fact, coming out of the Christmas and New Year break. That was a 59-50 win for the Golden Bears. Brandon Fisher was certainly glad to come away with the win in that game, and they'll hope to build off it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long road trip down to Salina. You know, the kids weren't in school yet when they played that game. They didn't go back till the following Monday, so you're still on holiday mode. So to get a win there to start 2019, a good situation on the road at a tough Salina team.
And also, in talking with Brandon Fisher before the game, he mentioned that Drew Peters is going to be the only injured player for tonight's game. Now, in talking to him, they were initially hoping to have him back a little earlier, but now it's a good possibility, according to Brandon Fisher, he might miss the rest of the season. That's not definitive, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, and that's tough for a kid like Drew Peters. I mean, he missed all of the football season last year, you know, and so this year he was able to get through the season without injury. But, you know, to miss basketball season is tough, and, you know, they're going to miss him. But, you know, they're playing pretty well without him. And so what you need is the next guy to step up off that bench and the next guy to take.
Man up mentality.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what the Golden Bears are going to have to do, because every one of these league games is a tough game. And, you know, in looking at the way the league schedule shakes out, they have 3 back-to-back league games in February. But until then, it's like league, then non-league, then league, then non-league. So, you know, it's hard to deal with, like, swerving out of your league for a non-league game and then coming back and focusing on the league, because ultimately the goal for this team is a league championship.
And, of course, the other thing about the injury to Drew Peters, he's a senior, so they're not going to have him back next year. So he's going to be going off to college. Who knows if he'll play college ball, but it's going to be tough for him to have to miss his entire senior season.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, he's a good kid, a good family, and, you know, it's too bad that he isn't able to go tonight and maybe the rest of the season.
Now, the lineup's going to look a little bit different tonight. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network. And welcome back, everyone, to this edition of high school basketball on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Thad Goff along with Chris Malenga. The starting lineup for the Golden Bears is going to look a little bit different than it had early on in the season. Some guys that have been coming off the bench going to be starting tonight, including guys like Austin Dean, Caleb Zuber, Reese Jackson. Some guys that have been coming off the bench. Connor Lemons, I believe, had been coming off the bench. He's going to be a starter tonight. You're not seeing names like Titus Rower or Connor Arthur like you had been early on in the season, so a little bit of a shakeup tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you want to tweak your lineup a little bit heading into league play, see what works, see what guys are going to give you the most production each night, and, you know, I like it. I think Dean is a good, fast kid. He plays great defense. You know, I like the change, you know. The interesting thing about Swanton, I was just doing some checking up. They have their entire starting five back. So I was wrong. Gunnar Oaks actually graduated 2 years ago. He actually plays football at Eastern Michigan.
A tight end on that
Yeah,
team.
he is. And so, he was their big guy, and he wasn't just tall big. He was big. He was thick big. And so, he's been gone for a couple years now, but their strengths are in their experience and their ball handling. They don't have great depth. They don't have real good perimeter shooting. They don't have real good post offense, but they finished 7th in the league last season. They have 2 all-league all honorable mention selections. So, it'll be interesting to see what this team under Joel Visser's second season does.
Well, the size advantage will also be interesting to watch out for. The Golden Bears have the advantage there. Their tallest player is the 6'7" Reese Jackson. Tallest player for Swanton is the 6'4" Jake Crow, who we may well see come off the bench in the course of this game. But it looks like we're going to have the national anthem here shortly and the introduction of the starting lineups here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
It's hard to imagine that we're beginning another year. At Bryan Ford, we have so much to be thankful for. Our new space provides customers a more relaxing atmosphere to purchase a new or used vehicle. Or wait while our certified technicians get your vehicle back on the road. When it comes to price, every dealer has the same rebates and interest rates, but not every dealer will listen to you and find out exactly what you want and need. So stop by Bryan Ford Lincoln today and let us show you the Bryan Ford Advantage.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
At Creel Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Creel Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536. As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Creel Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors. We are experts at helping hearts heal.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, here's the starting lineups.
At 5'11", number 5, Hunter Nix. Wearing number 11, 6 foot, Jared Wilson. Number 21, standing at 6'3", Randy Slink. Number 22, 5'10", Dylan Gilsdorf. And number 23, 6'2", Andrew Norton. Bulldogs coached by Joel Visser, assisted by Mark Malinowski. And now the starting lineups for your Bryan Golden Bears. Get it right. Get it right. A 5'8" junior, number 4, Austin Dean. A 5'11" senior, number 11, Connor Shirky. A 6'3" junior, number 20, Caleb Super. A 6'7" junior, number 24, Reese Jackson. And a 6'5" senior, number 32, Connor Lemon. The Bears are coached by Mr. Brandon Fisher, assisted by Chad Bassett and Steve Lamberson.
Well, how do you like that little tunnel that some of the students form for the players to run through?
Yeah, that's a tradition here at Bryan. They also have a theme. It looks like tonight is preppy night. And I'll tell you what, one thing I did notice, cheerleading is a dangerous sport. We got 2 of our cheerleaders on crutches, and then in pregame, one of their girls fell and hurt her ankle. So cheerleading is not a safe sport.
She was being looked at by the medical staff. So we got basketball coming up here with Reese Jackson about to tip off. Looks like against Andrew Thornton. That's a size advantage for Jackson. Thornton standing at 6'2". Now, Golden Bears did have a size advantage against Ottawa Glandorf, but they lost that one handily. 77-41 was the final. So as important as size advantage is, can't necessarily lean on size advantage alone, as the tip is in fact won by the Bulldogs into the hands of Dylan Gilsdorf. Works this one around to Hunter Mix. Slink waiting for a screen, now gets one. Goes right into the teeth of that zone. Connor Shirky got a hand on the ball. And an open 3 meanwhile is good for Jared Wilson.
Well, they were very patient there. They tried to work it inside. That didn't work, so they took it back outside. Got an open 3.
It's a matchup zone that Swanton has going. Connor Lemons had initially set up in the middle of the zone. Shirky had the open look, but chose against it. He's open again if they get it to him. They do, but defenders close in. Loose ball off the hands of Lemons. Gilsdorf across the timeline. Has an open man on the wing, but short on the 3 that time was Ryan Slink, but a second chance and a bucket for Mix. Well, again, we talk about the size advantage, but can't necessarily lean on size alone, as Swanton has the early 5-0 lead. Jackson makes his move and scores inside.
Nice job by Jackson to be patient, get in there, and just put the ball up and put it in.
Gilsdorf backing out, draws the double team. Gilsdorf with it again. I think that Wilson was trying to make a backdoor cut there, but just lost his footing. That's blocked by Lemons, but out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. Another second chance for Swanton. And a second chance on the last possession that led to the Hunter Mix bucket. Inbound goes to Wilson. Open on the corner. That's no good from Slink.
Yep.
And Austin Dean will bring it across the timeline for the Golden Bears. Shirky gets cut off. Jackson just outside the paint. Trying to get it to him, but it's well defended. Now they get it to him. Jackson using that baseline, going for the reverse, and he got it.
I tell you what, I'm gonna give props to Reese Jackson. I have been one of the first people to say he needs to play tougher inside, and he had 2 very tough shots there, the first 2 shots of the game for him.
That's Hunter Mix with a jumper that wouldn't fall. A loose ball, Dean just dribbled that one right off his foot. Here comes Gilsdorf the other way. That was a chance for the Bears to take the lead. Slink drives, couldn't put it home. Had the look, but didn't get the bucket. Zuver will pull up for three. In and out. Well, Zuver's proven that he can hit from out there. I think it was the Defiance game where he hit 4 triples, if I'm not mistaken. But it is a second chance for Bryan. Josh Vance is coming to the game. And they get it into Dean, just beyond the timeline. Bears trying to make it their second straight victory of the season. They've got 8 victories total. Had a couple of winning streaks, a couple of 3-game winning streaks earlier in the season. Feed inside, Jackson, that was a tough angle.
Yeah, that was a tough angle.
Wilson trying to get out and run as it blocked by Zuver, but a second chance for the Bulldogs.
2 early blocks by the Golden Bears. One by Zuv and one by Lemons.
Thornton cut off, has to kick it back out to Vance. Vance, a little wild pull-up, and that's an air ball. Shirky got to be careful, though. That was close to a travel. Drives inside, and the bucket goes for Shirky. And the Golden Bears take the lead. Just need to point out the JV team, the JV Bryan team was down early in the first game as that bucket goes inside for Wilson. They were down double digits in the JV game. Made it close, but I believe Swanton got the W in that one.
Yep, they did.
And Zuver hitting the three. First 3 of the game for the Golden Bears. And they lead it 9-7, their second lead of the game. 3 ball on the way, contested, but in off the glass from Thornton.
That one, if you talk about a shot rattling home, that one rattled home.
They'll come out in the zone again, Will Swanton. With Lemons into the middle of the zone. Shirky would have had a tough time getting it to him. Now he does get it to him. Lemons loses the ball, and it's out off of Bryan. But the second official just changed the call, and he says it's going to stay with Bryan.
That's a good call. It was tipped by the Swanton defender. I think it was tipped by Thornton.
We'll get a substitution. This is Titus Rower coming into the game, and even though he did not start tonight, you had a feeling he was probably going to get in off the bench. Brandon Fisher does like to dig deep into his bench.
Connor Arthur also came in there.
Zuver from the corner. Got it! 2 for 3 for Caleb Zuver. And 2 in a row.
Quick 6 points for Zuv.
A 2-point lead for the Bears. The lob, and that was tipped by Shirky and out of bounds. Sometimes you go for the steal and give up an extra possession. That's what happened with Shirky there. Long lob into Wilson. Wilson got the first points of this game. He's got 5 total. Thornton going to pull up again. In and out that time. Back the other way come the Bears. This is Connor Arthur running point. Having Arthur and Dean on the floor at the same time. Excuse me, they don't have Arthur and Dean on the floor at the same time.
They have Arthur and Shirky.
Size-wise, you look at those two and you think that's like having 2 point guards on the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shirky at 5'11".
And they can both handle the ball really well.
Oh, Jackson, talk about handling the ball and handling the ball in traffic.
I'm telling you what, this is a really good game for Reese Jackson very early on in the first quarter. He has played really tough. He just got a
and that turnover was created by Rower, but turned right back over by the Bears. Move inside by Slink. Does not go. Looking for the transition lob to Rower. Double teamed, and he puts it in anyway. And Titus gets a roar from the crowd. And a timeout from Swanton. We'll take it with him, a 30-second break on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Well, back here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, the Bears have built up a 6-point lead. They got a good run going here, capped off by that transition bucket by Roller.
Yeah, absolutely. Roar, double teamed, still able to get it up. That's impressive.
Reese Jackson also having a solid night. Right now, he and Caleb Zuber lead the Bears in scoring. They've got 6 points apiece, and I don't believe we've had a single foul committed so far.
No, it's been a very clean game, and hey.
Oh, poked away. Zuber creates the turnover. And here comes Arthur the other way. Rower, the pull-up. A little bit too strong. Offensive board, Lemons. And he almost turned it over. We'll see who this goes against. I think that's going to go on Gilsdorf. He and Connor Arthur were in the same area going for that loose ball. All right, then and there we get our first foul of the game.
Yep.
Final minute of the first quarter. Here's Connor Arthur getting it across the timeline. Feed inside to Lemons. Stolen away. Good play by Jared Wilson. And he's going to pull up for three right away and knocks it down. Why not? Jared Wilson.
Wilson with 8 now on the night.
16-13 in the Bears' favor. Slows their run a little bit. Adam Queen trying to get rid of the ball. He finally does. He was hounded by Hunter Mix. Rower with the pull-up in the lane. As the Bears are able to establish an inside game with both Rower and Jackson, that ball gets away. And the Bears will take over with 9.5 seconds left to play.
That's the third turnover for Swanton tonight.
A little bit of a press by Swanton. Arthur trying to get to the glass. He'll feed it off. Lemons with a jumper. Connor Lemons closes out the quarter on a good note. You might say he closed out the quarter on a sweet note.
Yes, he did.
20-13 as we'll get set to start the second quarter after this break. It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU Extended Basic Cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
And BMU Internet is getting even better. Now we have local help desk support 24/7, 365. We know that problems don't happen when it's convenient. So why should your support? Call 419-633-0900 for BMU Internet support 24/7. Now from your friends at BMU.
That golf, Chris Malenga bringing you the broadcast. The Bears with a 7-point lead, and Adam Queen able to avoid the turnover there. Got Lemons posting up inside. Check that, that's Rower. Lemons out on the wing. He and Rower, the two bigs in the game right now. The Bears have used all three of their bigs, if you will. Caleb Zuber, he's 6'3", plays out on the wing quite a bit. He's on the bench right now, but he's had a solid game so far, and Rower got fouled on the interior.
I tell you what, there's a good battle going on between Randy Slink, who just had that foul, and Titus Rohr. Watch that as the game goes on. Those two are pushing and shoving and, just playing some good post offense and defense.
And I think they might have actually given that foul to Hunter Mix.
Oh, really?
5.
They did.
Good ball movement by the Bears around this zone. Got Rower posting up inside, And he barely avoids the turnover and scores.
Well, Slinkin got a hand in there, and, Aurora able to hold on to that basketball and still put it up. So
resilient play by Titus Rowland.
absolutely.
The feed inside. Mix will pull up. He had the space, but can't hit the shot. And Shirky could not stay in bounds.
I tell you what, that line over there is tricky. You've got the large Bryan sideline there, but then there's a little gap of hardwood in between there, and it's that inner purple that is the actual line.
Mix might have had that one deflected, but didn't matter. He scored anyway.
That just makes it tough down there on the baseline.
Arthur the kick, gets it back. Adam Queen will pull up. He had the space and drills the three. Adam Queen on the board for the first time tonight.
6 different players have scored for the Bears early on, and that's a good situation.
3 different Bears players have 6 points apiece. 2 of those guys are interior players. Gilsdorf backing out, and the foul is called. Well, it's either going to be Lemons or Arthur.
It's going to be Lemons.
That's the first Golden Bears foul. I believe we've had a grand total of 3 fouls in this game. Pretty clean so far.
I think it's always challenging is you get a double team going on, and when the ball handler tries to avoid the double team and steps backwards and trips, if there's not any contact made there, is that a foul? I hate those calls that are like an anticipation call, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Golden Bears with their largest lead of the game right now. Mix drives, has it blocked.
Boy, that was a nice drive by Mix and a nice block by Rohr.
Arthur the drive, fouled. A blocking foul that'll send Arthur to the line. They call it on nope, they call it on Slink. Randy Slink with his first foul. And going to call it a non-shooting foul.
Jackson comes back in for Lemons, and I got to say, Lemons, for being a big guy, can also play the outside very well.
He's only got 2 points tonight, but those 2 points came by way of a mid-range jumper. Here's Arthur, the drive, and he's fouled. And this time he'll be going to the line.
And that was him again, I think. It was.
Randy Slink with his second in a row. Of course, with having such a clean game, we haven't had anybody at the free throw line yet. They're able to sink the first and 2.
I like these games where they let the kids play, you know what I mean, and not whistle every other thing. Both teams have been playing aggressive defense and aggressive offense, and call them when they're pretty obvious, but otherwise let them play.
Especially when you get these zone defenses, there's going to be plenty of physicality down there as
absolutely.
Arthur goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. And the Bears have built their largest lead of the game. They're up 12. Wide open down low, Jared Wilson. That's too easy.
Somebody missed the coverage right there. Somebody was out of position.
1-3-1 for the Bulldogs, and that's right off the hands of Shirky.
Yep, just too tall for him. Shirky's not a tall kid, and
only
the ball is
5'11".
way over his head. And that's the 5th turnover for the Golden Bears tonight.
27-17 in favor of the Bears. Gilsdorf guarded well as the Bears are in man-to-man. Poked away. Shirky created that turnover. Austin Dean back on the floor, meanwhile, for the Bears. Trying to get it inside to Rower. They do, but can't hit it. Second try, no good, but he'll go to the lane. Go to the line, rather. He was already in the lane.
Yeah. He missed the 2. He got his own rebound, missed the putback when it was fouled. That'll be on Mix. That's 2 on Mix as well.
Didn't use glass the first time, but he did the second time. Rower having a pretty good night so far, but not from the free throw line so much.
Yep. Bears shooting 11 of 17 from the field and 3 of 4 from outside the arc.
Caleb Zuber back in the game. Zuber's a big reason for that.
Yes.
3 for 4 from 3.
Absolutely.
Second one good from Rowe. Give him 7 points off the bench. The Bears post play has been pretty good tonight with Rower and Jackson combining for 13 points as that jumper just doesn't fall. And a foul called. I think that's going to be on Mix. He appeared to have a hold of Shirky. And it is on Mix. And
that's
for a game
3
that
on
had been
him.
so clean, he's now got 3.
Yep, he's got 3 of the 6 team fouls. He's just an aggressive player. He's a good player.
Oh, Mix going for the steal there. He knocks it out of bounds. I tell you, that's a guy playing with 3 fouls who just risked his 4th.
Yep.
And not a surprise that Joel Visser is going to pull him from the game for the time being.
Dean Krosky is coming in.
Poked out of bounds. Will stay with the Bears, but that was Josh Vance getting his paws in there. They get it into Shirky. They had Rower out in transition. They didn't get it to him, but Jackson able to score.
I tell you what, that's just Jackson using his height, putting it up off the glass.
30-17, the Bears with their largest lead at 13 points. Wilson, open 3, a long one at that, but couldn't get it to fall. Shirky will kick to the corner. Rower, a pull-up from the free throw line. He drills it.
He's got 9 now, and he got that rebound on this end and then made the basket on the other end. He's playing well right now.
32-17, the Bears trying to win the league play opener. Loose ball into the hands of Jackson. 2 on 3 and a foul. And I believe that'll be the 7th team foul.
That's going to be on Gilsdorf. That's 2 on him.
That's going to be 1 and 1. And it's going to be Jackson headed to the line. Into the game is Cannon Lamberson.
Laurel sit down.
So a little bit less size on the court. Lamberson just 6'1".
Bears 3 of 4 from the foul line.
Jackson a little strong on that free throw. Right back in his hands. And he puts it in. And a foul to boot. 10 points on the night for Jackson.
They called a foul on Jared Wilson, too. And now Swanton wants a timeout.
Take it with them on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back here at Bryan High School, the Bears lead at 34-17. They got a chance to add to that lead with Reese Jackson at the free throw line. Got a second chance bucket off the missed 1 and 1. And Jackson is the only Golden Bear in this game with 10 points or more. Make it 11. 35-17 with 3:30 to go in this second quarter as the Bears try to improve to 8-4 on the season. We're back outside to Thornton. This is a Swanton team that only won 1 league game a year ago. That shot doesn't fall, tipped around, and they're going to call a jump ball, and that will keep it with Swanton.
That's the first jump ball we've had, too.
I believe you're right about that.
Bears got the ball to start the quarter. Swanton got the tip. Bears got the ball to start the quarter. Now Swanton has it on the alternating possession.
3:07 to go. And a short lob in to Vance. Swanton will reset. Here's Wilson driving into the teeth of that zone and a foul call.
I think they're going to get Caleb Zuber on that, and they did.
That's only the second team foul against the Bears. Zuber's having a solid night. He's got 6 points. He's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Long lob into Slink. He's got, I believe that's Rower on him. Spinning in, Slink couldn't get it to go, and check that, that was Lamberson who was on him. Titus Rower is actually not in the game right now. Reese Jackson is the only big on the floor for the Bears. They go with essentially a 4-guard look. The feed inside, Jackson. Good kick, and Zuber in and out on the 3. Loose ball, eventually Swanton gathers it. High screen. Driving in and scoring is Gildorf.
That was a good move by Gilsdorf. He really split the defense, was able to just take it in.
Shirky makes his move and kicks. Open 3 for Queen.
Got
Lifted a little short. And out of bounds. Was that touched last by Vance? They're giving that to Bryan.
Looks like it. Yep.
Well, the Bears will take it. We'll take it.
Absolutely.
Connor Arthur into the game. He gets the inbound. He was very close to that timeline. 3 balls short from Zuber. Tipped around. Lamberson couldn't put it back. Swanton will come the other way with it. Less than 2 minutes to go here in this first half. 3 ball on the way. Too strong from Wilson. And Zuber gathers the board. Arthur with Wilson on him. Pull-up jumper, Zuber, a little bit short.
He was hot early on, and he's gone ice cold the last couple of trips.
Vance with the drive in the bucket, and Brandon Fisher's going to call a timeout this time.
Well, it's going to be a full timeout, for Bryan. That's a tough little run there by Swanton. The last couple of minutes, Bears have not done particularly well, and they were doing super well early on, and it just struggled the last couple of minutes. So
had an 18-point lead, but basically that last possession by Zuber, I thought he had a decent look, just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, just couldn't get it to fall, and that happens. I mean, you can't shoot lights out the entire game usually, so hey, gonna get a little timeout, get a little chance to refocus, and see what happens here with the last minute and 15 seconds of the second quarter.
Well, if you wonder what's next for the Golden Bears after this game, they got a 3-game road trip coming up. They're going to play Northview on Saturday. They'll be at Wauseon on Friday the 18th, and they'll be at Van Wert the following day.
Those are a couple long trips there.
Well, that Wauseon game, Wauseon was the team that beat them in the Holiday Classic at Defiance College.
Yep.
Beat Paulding in the first round of that tournament, but could not knock off Wauseon. Or the team to the east, as some call it around here. Poked away nearly. Zuber, he's going to be called for traveling.
It's probably a good call. Probably a good call right there.
Well, coming out of a timeout, that's definitely not.
Definitely not. And that is the 6th turnover for the Bears.
What on earth just happened there? Gilsdorf caught the inbound and then just stopped as if the ref had blown the whistle, but he did not.
He's hearing phantom whistles.
Double team, they get it off. Link down the baseline, he draws the foul.
That was an interesting foul call on Reese Jackson. That'll be his first.
I believe it was before the shot.
Yep.
Shirky will come into the game. Oh, going high to get that pass was Slink. But T. Higgins wishes he had ups like that.
Yeah.
He went sky high to catch a touchdown pass in the championship game against Alabama. Pull-up jumper way short, but an easy rebound for Vance. Put back no good. Bears can hold for the final shot if they choose, and by the pace, it looks like they're going to.
Yeah, why not? You're up 14.
All poked away. Vance able to create the turnover. Taken right back by Arthur. One-on-one to the glass. He scores. Connor Arthur. And that desperation heave will not go.
Hey, you know what? The Bears scored with very few seconds in the first quarter and the second quarter, and that's what you like as you're ending a quarter. That sets up things for the second half. That's a good job by them.
Good way to make up for the turnover, which they almost cost them a possession there.
Absolutely. So, a 16-point lead at the break. I bet Coach Fisher is quite happy about this one.
37-21 the score here at halftime. We'll be back with some halftime statistics for you on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
It's hard to imagine that we're beginning another year. At Bryan Ford, we have so much to be thankful for. Our new space provides customers a more relaxing atmosphere to purchase a new or used vehicle. Or wait while our certified technicians get your vehicle back on the road. When it comes to price, every dealer has the same rebates and interest rates, but not every dealer will listen to you and find out exactly what you want and need. So stop by Bryan Ford Lincoln today and let us show you the Bryan Ford Advantage.
When Cameron's family came to us with a plea for help, we put our minds and our hearts into creating a solution. Selfless teamwork made the impossible possible. NSCC really is the heart of education.
And welcome back to this edition of high school basketball on the Golden Bears Sports Network. We got some halftime stats, I believe.
Yeah, we do. First off, Bears took a 20-13 lead in the first quarter and then added 17 more to that, and just 8 for Swanton. That makes it 37-21 at the half. Let's take a look at some team statistics. First for Swanton. Swanton as a team is shooting 36% from the field, 9 of 25. They are 6 of 16 from two-point land, 3 of 9 from 3, and they have not shot a foul shot. They have 7 rebounds, 3 offensive, 4 defensive. They have a steal and 6 turnovers. Leading scorer for them is Jared Wilson, who is 4 of 6 from the field. He's also 2 of 4 from three-point with 10 points. Hunter Mix has 4 points, 2 of 5 from the field. Andrew Thornton at 3 points. He is 1 of 3 from the field, including a three-pointer. Joseph Vance, 1 of 4 and 2 points. And Dylan Gilsdorf, 1 for 1 with 2 points. For the Golden Bears, meanwhile, the other way, they've got one player in double figures. That's Reese Jackson. They're shooting as a team 15 of 26. That's 58% from the field. They're 12 of 19, 63% from inside the arc. 3 of 7, 43% from outside the arc. They are 4 of 6 from the foul line. They have 16 rebounds, 6 offensive, 10 defensive. They have a steal and 3 blocks, 7 turnovers. Jackson, as I said, has 11 points. He's 5 of 6 from the field. He's also 1 of 2 from the line. Titus Rohr has 9 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from the foul line. Caleb Zuber is 2 of 6 from the field. Both of those were three-pointers for a total of 6. Connor Arthur is 1 of 3 from the field and 2 of 2 from the foul line. And for 4 points, Adam Queen, 1 of 2 from the field. That was a three-pointer with 3 points. Connor Shirky, 1 of 1 from the field with 2 points. And Connor Lemons, 1 of 1 from the field for 2 points total. So, Bears doing a good job here. First half, I'd like to see the intensity stay up and maybe get some of those subs to play the second half.
When you start a game down 5-0, as the Bears did tonight, you could respond to that a couple of different ways. You could either struggle the rest of the night, you could either make it a ball game, or completely take momentum back in the other direction, and that is essentially what the Bears have done, was the latter.
Absolutely. They took over the game. They had some great play from inside from Reese Jackson. I mean, he made a couple of great baskets in traffic, lots of pressure, able to withstand it. And, like I said, I've said in the past that he's tall, but he's lanky, and sometimes that physicality wasn't there. But he has definitely been a physical player tonight against Swanton.
Jackson certainly having a good night. And one thing that stands out is with all the zone defense that Swanton's been playing, the Golden Bears have still been able to have success getting the ball into the interior. They're not relying completely on the three.
I mean, they're shooting 63% from inside the three-point mark. You know, that's definitely a good situation for the Bears. And then when you can also shoot, you know, 3 of 7 from outside, that's a good situation. So I think we just want this to continue as it goes on, and we'll see what happens. And before we go to our radio break, I do want to send out happy birthday wishes to our mayor. Bryan Mayor Carrie Schlade is celebrating a birthday today. It's a big one. It's a milestone. It has a 4 in it, but I won't say how old she is. So happy birthday, Mayor Schlade, from all of us at the Golden Bear Sports Network. And that wasn't Eric that told me to say that, so don't be mad at BMU. It was me. Totally me. Let's take a break and be back with more after this.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bryan High School. This edition of high school basketball on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Bryan leading 37-21. I'm Thad Goff along with Chris Malenga. Now, it was definitely a good first half for the Golden Bears, one that I'm sure, the one that they went into the locker room proud of. But if there's any cause for concern, it's that they let a few possessions get away from them toward the end of the first half. Let Swanton cut a little bit into that deficit before that Connor Arthur bucket.
Yeah, they were up by 17, right? Or 19, 18. Okay, and so now it's 16, but it was all the way down to 13. So, you know, it's a game of momentum and shifts, but the Bears need to just keep their foot on the gas and keep playing hard. And, you know, they got to get set up for the rest of the year. And even though Swanton has struggled in the past, you know, you got to just keep playing like it's an A team that you're playing here, and you know, work on your stuff so that when you do have the more difficult teams, you know how to win.
Bears have been able to make their living on the interior despite the fact that Swanton has played a lot of zone defense tonight. Bears have really not had to rely as much on the outside shot.
Well, they've done a good job, you know, with Reese Jackson and Titus Rohr, even double and triple team underneath there. Swanton has been in position to make plays underneath the basket, but you know, the Golden Bears have done a better job of being strong underneath there.
About to get things started as
everybody's
Swanton.
coming out late. I don't think they buzzed it at 3 like they normally do, and so Swanton's team's still coming out right now.
The coach is still walking out right now. Bears were out of the locker room probably with about 2.5 minutes left before the half ended.
And I don't think they buzzed at 3 like they normally do to get the coaches out here. So
the Bears are going to start with the basketball. Obviously, when you don't get the kids out in time, you don't get a chance to do the shoot-around.
No, you don't.
It'll be Zuver, Shirky, Dean, Jackson, and I believe Lemons on the floor for the Bears. Into Dean. Dean got the start tonight. He had a couple of games where he's come off the bench. Outside to Zuver. The Bears have been very patient. Oh, that's miscommunication. Bryan's fortunate that they get to keep possession of the ball there.
Yeah, Gilsdorf came. Not Gilsdorf. Slink came in and knocked that one away.
Jackson gets it into Lemons. Get it to Lemons on the block. And Jackson, couldn't finish. Had the look, but just a little too strong off that glass. Slink slows it down with Lemons on him, right into the hands of Dean. Lemons coming down to the paint and puts it home. I'm going to say coast to coast, but wasn't quite coast to coast. But either way, it's an 18-point lead for the Bears, matches their largest of the game. For Connor Lemons, that's just 4 points for him. The other two bigs, Rohr and Jackson, have combined for 20 points, but a 3-ball there by Randy Slink. That's his first points of the game.
Yeah, that's his first points. I was going to say he's been pretty tough on the defensive side of the basketball, but quiet on the offensive side.
Shirky almost faked Gilsdorf out of his shoes. Lemons will go baseline. A little bit too strong. Driving inside, up and under, but no good from Jared Wilson, but I think that was to, they're going to give it to Bryan. I thought that might have been touched by the Golden Bears, but it was not.
Wilson carried that basketball an extra couple steps, too, on the way in.
Dean will get it across the timeline. He's met by Vance. Be careful there, Vance, with some active hands. Jackson along the baseline makes a move, couldn't get it to go. If he had made that one,
that was a highlight.
I'd be willing to make a call to Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah, that was a highlight one right there. By the way, it's Dean, Shirky, Zuver, Jackson, and Lemons in for the Bears. Vance, Wilson, Slink, Gilsdorf, and Thornton for Swanton.
Vance with it out on the wing. Good look from three, but in and out. Slink with the rebound, and they're going to call a foul on Lemons.
That'll be 2 on him.
Bears committed all of 3 fouls in the first half. Still lead it by 15.
39-24 with 5:43 remaining.
The Bears only have 2 points here in the second half so far. Still got a lot of basketball to be played, though. Wilson gets a high screen from Thornton. Long three by Slink, but he left it short. He went down right along the half-court line. I don't know how much contact there was there.
I think he is going to major in theater in college, as they say. Flop better than LeBron James right there.
Dean trying to give it up. We get a blocking foul called. And it's on Wilson.
That'll be 2 on him. Oh, actually, they called that on Bryan.
Did they call that on Shirky?
Yep, they called that on Shirky.
That's his first. Well,
So
I think they
they
must have called an illegal screen because the signal was the ref put his hands to his hips.
Yeah, it was blocking was the signal.
Yeah, which I think is sometimes the signal used for an illegal screen as well. Although other times they'll just throw a fist out like they're calling an offensive foul. Loose ball here, and I think Shirky stepped out going for it. Titus Rower helped to his feet, and he appears to be okay. Inbound into the hands of Gilsdorf. Still a 15-point lead for the Bears. Defense has played well enough to hold Swanton to just 3 points in this half so far, but that total is going to go up on the jumper by Vance.
That was a nice move by Vance to fake out the defender Shirky and then come in to the key and put up a good shot.
Shirky with it out at the point, gives it off to Dean. Austin Dean, who started this game at point guard. A long pass out to the top of the key for Shirky. Connor Arthur seemed like he might be in a world of trouble there. Oh, that's miscommunication. He thought Rohr was going to be there to receive the pass, but Dean on the other end with the steal. Back the other way comes Arthur, late feed. Rohr trying to recapture the handle, and I believe he got fouled and might have thrown a shove at the end there. Right now the officials just trying to keep Rohr and Slink away from each other. They were starting to get into it.
That'll be on Slink. That's 3 on him.
It was a non-shooting foul. Things almost got chippy in a hurry.
Let's see if they're gonna sub out. I think that's a good sub to bring in Krosky there and have Slink set down.
I believe that Slink now becomes the second player to reach 3 fouls or more for Swanton. Zuver will pull up for 3. No. Well, he's got the size advantage. He can knock that down with a hand in his face at 6'3". But just a little bit off the iron that time. And Bears still with just 2 points in this half. We're halfway through the quarter. Mix backing in, leaves it off. That That pull-up jumper is short, and Krosky was able to save it, but right to Shirky. Open is Arthur. He'll drive baseline and puts it home.
Nice move by Connor Arthur.
And Brandon Fisher will call timeout here. We'll stay with you for this one. That's a big bucket by Connor Arthur because, you know, you figure they can't get a bucket to fall. They're leaving the door open for Swanton to get back into this thing.
Yeah, and right now it's 5-4, but it was 5-2. You know, and Swanton, you know, taking a little ground. You can't give them any ground. As I said at the break, you know, you want to keep the foot on the gas, and the Bears just haven't done that here so far. And they've let Swanton kind of hang around. And, you know, I think that's kind of what Coach Fisher's saying right now is hey, look, guys, we got to play.
Connor Arthur's not necessarily having a big scoring night tonight, just 6 points so far, but the times he has scored, it's mostly been off the dribble penetration.
Yeah, he's done a great job underneath. For a smaller guy, he plays very well underneath.
Arthur stands at 6 foot flat. It's a 15-point lead for the Bears as Gilsdorf leaves it off to Thornton. Vance, the pull-up jumper, banks it in.
That's the second one that Josh Vance has banked in like that. Now Swanton putting a little pressure on.
Zuber has to give it back up. And the Bears able to beat the press. Shirky had to be careful. That was Wilson.
He's played some great defense right there.
Out to Adam Queen, who's barely able to catch that pass. Arthur had the look had he chosen to take the three, but he really hasn't pulled one up from three yet tonight.
No, he hasn't.
This is Shirky. Gives it up to Queen.
Queen had the open look there.
He'll take the two-pointer and couldn't get it to fall. And now a chance for Swanton to continue to cut into the deficit. Late pass, Mix couldn't handle it. That was set up for 2 points on the block. Queen, and that was last touched by Mix.
So what, Mix is a tough defensive player.
Zuber gets it into Arthur, and he had to be careful. He was right on the timeline when he caught that, or before he caught that, I should say. Queen backs it out. Shirky was thinking about firing from three and puts it in on the drive instead.
Nice move by Shirky.
Looking for the feed inside. That's Vance. Loses the ball, and they're going to call a foul. The Bears were ready to get out and run. Shirky and Rower breaking towards the basket.
They're going to call it on Shirky. Those are two weird fouls on Shirky. First they called the illegal, probably an illegal screen down here, and then they called that after the turnover.
Very long inbound into the hands of Wilson, and he's able to put it in. The Bulldogs not going away. Full court pressure again, but the Bears beat it. Arthur at the top of the key. He's got Gilsdorf on him.
Good ball movement from Arthur.
Arthur able to score on the interior. Another bucket via dribble penetration for Connor Arthur.
That's 8 for him on the night. And they've been a tough 8.
We're inside the final minute of play here in the third quarter. Spinning in his Vance, late feed, and the bucket by Mix.
That was a nice move by Mix to get open underneath there. And Vance to have the eyes to see that he was down there.
Swanton not going away. The Bears are going to get the ball back on the kickball. Jackson will come back into the game. He's had a nice night, 11 points total. However, he has yet to score here in the second half. Queen able to beat the press. Up ahead to Rower. Rower puts it in.
11 now for Roar, both he and Jackson with 11, 2 players in double figures.
I believe that's Rower's first bucket of the second half.
Yep.
47-32. Swanton can hold for the final shot here. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. This is Gilsdorf with the ball. Moves it off to Mix. Down to 3. Mix has to get it off soon. He does. Can't put it home. Went with the up and under. They killed as much time as they could before they got the shot off.
Yeah, and that was a weird shot by Mix. He just wasn't able to get it up and in, and so the Swanton Bulldogs don't get a point at the end of the quarter here, and we remain 47-32 at the end of the third quarter. Back after this.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
It's hard to imagine that we're beginning another year. At Bryan Ford, we have so much to be thankful for. Our new space provides customers a more relaxing atmosphere to purchase a new or used vehicle. Or wait while our certified technicians get your vehicle back on the road. When it comes to price, every dealer has the same rebates and interest rates, but not every dealer will listen to you and find out exactly what you want and need. So stop by Bryan Ford Lincoln today and let us show you the Bryan Ford Advantage.
And we're back here at Bryan High School, ready to start the fourth quarter. A 47-32 lead for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, and during that period, Swanton outscored the Bears 11-10. So, you know, they made up 1 point from the halftime deficit.
Bears will try to push the pedal down and close this thing out with a W. They went 1 for 1 at the Holiday Classic at Defiance College on December 27th and 28th. Baseline drive by Vance, kicks it back out. Wilson hits a 3.
That was a nice kick out by Vance. He kind of did it underhand little kick out, and nice move and nice bucket by Vance.
Austin Dean was looking for a bucket in close in transition. But instead, Swanton able to get back defensively. And Dean had 2 guys right in front of him when he got to the basket.
Now it's almost triple coverage.
Dean gets it back again on the point.
I think they're just content to move it around and take what the offense or the defense gives you.
It's interesting after giving up the early bucket. There's an open Jackson, and he nails the jumper. Reese Jackson, who did not have a single point in the third quarter, scores the first bucket of the fourth for the Bears, but Mix able to put it in.
Another nice feed underneath to Mix.
It's 2 early buckets. The first 2 possessions for Swanton. Queen trying to push up the court. Arthur with a defender on him, looking to go to the glass. Dean had the look if he wanted it, but chose against it. Gets it back from Queen. Arthur will pull up. Misses the 3. Jackson the board. Fouled before the shot, but Jackson at 6'7" skied for the rebound.
I think that's going to be on Thornton. That'll be his first.
Connor Arthur had already been in the game.
Connor Lemons just checked in for Roar.
Queen gets it into Jackson, another pull-up, and another bucket.
15 for Jackson now.
14-point lead for the Bears as they look to get a stop. Giving up buckets on each of the last 2 possessions. Pull-up jumper off glass too strong, and an offensive rebound by Slink. An open 3 for Wilson, and he rattles it home. Well, the Bears almost had a stop there. Instead, Wilson rattles home the 3. Poked away and stolen by Gilsdorf. Up ahead to Wilson in transition, puts it home. And Swanton is right back in this thing.
And it's 20 points for Wilson.
Foul called on the pass.
I think it may have got a timeout.
Yep, they did. Full timeout. We'll take it with them on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back here at Bryan High School, the Bears up by 9. However, they were up by 18.
Yeah.
At halftime. Or not at halftime, but in the second quarter, they were up by 18.
They're up by 16 at the half.
Swanton has scored on every possession of this quarter so far. Bears have yet to get a stop. And before the three by Jared Wilson moments ago, that came off an offensive rebound. Bears had a chance at a stop, but couldn't grab the board.
And Wilson has 20 points now.
Arthur has to kick it back out. Bears do allow some time to move off the clock. Jackson, tough shot, puts it home. Have a night, Reese Jackson.
Oh, I tell you what, he has just been stellar ttonight against Swanton.
He's got all 6 Bears points here in the fourth quarter. They go with the feed inside to Mix. Open for 3 is Vance, and he knocks it down.
That's the problem. They get a stop on the inside, and then they kick out at the last second for a three-pointer. It's happened several times here in the second half.
That's 3 threes in this quarter for Swanton. Jackson makes his move. Another tough shot, and gets the roll. Back to a 10-point lead. But can the Bears get a stop? They haven't gotten one here in the quarter.
Well, it's challenging to trade 2 for 3 every time.
Off of the Golden Bears, that was Lemons who touched it last.
Zuber will check back in. He needs to get hot like he was in the first quarter. Been kind of quiet since.
Gilsdorf puts it in. Long inbound, and that was close to going off the hands of Wilson. Oh, good cut. Mix puts it home.
That was a nice backdoor move by Hunter Mix. And he's got 10.
Full court pressure by the Bulldogs. Tough pass right into the hands of Zuber. Shirky able to get it across the timeline. Off the hands of Lemons. Folks, Lemons is 6'5". That pass would have been tall enough for someone who is 6'9". A foul on the interior.
And then he came the other way and picked up foul number 3.
He's going to send Josh Vance to the free throw line. It's only the 4th team foul on the Bears, only 2 team fouls on the Bulldogs. Vance does miss the first free throw. Still doesn't quite count as a stop because he's got 1 more free throw left. He goes 0 for 2, but another offensive board. Contested 3, and that one is rebounded by the Bears. And a foul called. Finally, the Bears able to get a stop in this fourth quarter. It's only the 3rd team foul on Swanton.
But that's going to be 4 on Hunter Mix.
So Hunter Mix is going to stay in the game with less than 5 minutes to go. Is that a foul before the inbound? It was, and I think they got Vance for that one.
That'll be Vance's just his first foul.
Well, it's not often you see a foul before an inbound. Zuber able to get it into Jackson. Here comes the press. And the Bears get it across the timeline. Arthur was thinking about the triple. He's only taken 1 3 so far tonight. And that goes off the foot of Randy Slink. The Bears fortunate that they're able to keep the possession alive. Zuver from the corner, missed the three. Offensive rebound by Rower, and he's fouled. They call that one on Wilson, and that's his, nope, they call it on Slink, and that's his fourth.
Yep.
That's 3 straight fouls on Swanton, 5 total in this half.
Nix will come out.
Inbound to Jackson. Got Rower posting up, but Shirky goes the other way. A little strong on the jumper, and the rebound pulled down by Gilsdorf. Gilsdorf to the lane. Kickball.
Tell you what, Swanton has played much better defense in the second half with defensive rebounds. They have 10 total defensive rebounds. They were well into the single digits in the first half, maybe 3 or 4.
Long inbound and going high to grab that was Randy Slink. Well, he's 6'3", so he's not a short kid by any stretch of the imagination. Blocked. Reese Jackson climbing the ladder. And using that 6'7" height. Shirky has it blocked though on the interior. Here comes Vance. Feeds it off. Tough shot, Wilson, no. And Zuber able to grab the board. Shirky with it. Gets it inside to Rower, backing in, and he's fouled.
Yep, and that's going to be 5 fouls on Slink.
He's done for the night.
I said watch that battle underneath, didn't I? That was a big battle.
Randy Slink, the 6'3".
I don't think he's allowed to be in for the foul shot, if I'm mistaken.
They're going to sub in for him. It's Hunter Mix coming back onto the floor. Hunter Mix having a solid performance tonight.
Yep. He is. He's got 10 points on the night, but he also is playing right now with 4 fouls.
So Titus Rower, who I believe is 1 for 2 at the line.
He is 1 for 2.
A little bit strong on that one.
Well, Bears led by as many as 18. It's now 55-47.
0 for 2. Still a chance, but coming up on 2 minutes to play, still a chance for Swanton to get back into this thing. That 3 a little bit too strong, but another second chance. And driving to the lane and putting it home is Wilson. And timeout is taken by Joel Visser.
And that's going to be a full timeout because they don't have any 30s left.
We'll take it right with them on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU extended basic cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Krill Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
Well, that was a huge bucket moments ago by Jared Wilson just before the 2-minute mark, I might add.
Yeah, and it's just a 6-point lead, so they've shaved 2/3 of that lead off in the second half.
Bears were up by 16 at halftime. They did lead by as many as 18 in the second quarter. Arthur across the timeline. He's surrounded, feeds it off to Jackson. And a kickball called on Wilson.
I'm telling you what, the Bears need to just continue to move that basketball around, not get caught in a trap.
into Arthur. And that pass got tipped. Last touched by the Bulldogs. That was close. Jackson nearly got a hand on that one. You're talking about a 6'7" guy. It's a good thing he didn't get a hand on it. As a foul.
And there's 5 on Mix.
And for Mix, that's his 5th. So that's the second Swanton player to foul out of this game. It'll send Zuber to the line. I don't think he's shot any free throws yet tonight. It's been rather quiet since that first quarter when he hit 2 threes.
Yeah, he has.
It's the first one here. It's been a while since the Bears have gotten a bucket. Finally able to get some stops after Swanton scored on, I believe, the first 4 possessions of the fourth quarter.
And they did it on the first 3 or 4 possessions of the third quarter, too.
Missed the second one, and the rebound pulled down by Slink. Jared Wilson with it, kicks it back out. Jared Wilson is not in foul trouble. He's got 22 points on the night. I'm surprised they don't get the ball back in his hands. Feed it inside to Krosky. 3 ball too strong. And who touched that one last? It was Swanton who touched it last. Thornton pleading his case with the official. That doesn't last long, though. Bears will try to beat the press. Coming up on a minute to play, a 7-point lead for Bryan.
Titus Rohr caught that one like he played tight end this year.
As Titus Rohr did score the game-winning touchdown against Fairview. Bucket there in transition, or on the dribble drive, rather, by Connor Arthur. Feed inside. Vance can't put it home. Good contest on the inside. And I think that was Arthur who made a play on the ball. Back out to Shirky, and the Bears would have been content to let time tick off the clock had Shirky not been fouled.
Vance gets foul number 2.
Well, there's the, I'm pretty sure that's a chant that originated in soccer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Shirky rattles home the first free throw.
Who made it popular in basketball, though?
It's kind of caught on in other
Yeah, but there was
sports.
another person, one college team that, was it Gonzaga?
Possibly. Driving in and missing is Wilson. That's an anomaly.
Yeah, that wasn't contested at all. Both the Bryan defenders had their hands in the air like, don't call
Wilson,
me.
Oh, Wilson is hurt. He was limping, and he's now down. And I think that initially the play was stopped because of a foul call, but Wilson is clearly in some pain.
Yeah, I don't know that there was a foul call, though. Nobody came over and signaled anything, and he's holding his calf. I don't know if he cramped up or I don't know, but he looks like it's a cramp, doesn't he?
Well, he's starting to walk it off, so maybe that was all it was.
I don't know that they whistled a call.
Wilson was hobbling around. Now, Bears trying to figure out who to inbound the ball. It was Jackson who put it in play.
He just, you know, you don't usually see the officials set the ball down.
Arthur gets fouled in the backcourt, and he'll go to the line.
That'll be on Gilsdorf. That's 3. We were talking off the air earlier on. Gilsdorf, the quarterback of the Swanton Bulldog football team this year.
A lot of these kids already have played 2 sports this year.
Yep.
Connor Arthur was a wide receiver on the Bryan football team. He scored a touchdown against Swanton from 79 yards out. Put back by Titus Rohr. And that was on a 3rd and 19 play, I might add.
Yes, it was.
Foul called on the interior. In fact, I go back to that game that you and I had the pleasure of broadcasting in Swanton. It was on the very next drive that Nate Miller scored on what I believe was an 81-yard touchdown run. You think the Golden Bear football team doesn't have some firepower?
That was the night of long plays, big plays.
Pull up three, no good from Gilsdorf. And Jackson, the 6'7" power forward, closes it out with the rebound. What a night he had. The Bears win this one 61-49.
Yeah, that was a great game. 3 players scoring in double figures for the Bears, and you know they had some adversity in the second half, but they were able to hang on and not give up. Swanton got it down to 6, right? Got it down to 6.
They did get it down to 6.
So
yes.
I mean, you know, hey, a way to come back and you know, make some foul shots to coast down at the end, and hey, we'll take it. It's a league win.
61-49, the first league game of the season for the Golden Bears, and they get the W, and they'll be on the road for 3 straight after tonight. We'll be back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
There comes a time when every family is faced with the difficult choice of aftercare for a family companion. In the past, your choices were limited to burial or cremation. Now there's a better option, Aquamation. It's a gentle, more responsible alternative that allows you to honor the loss of your companion without harming the environment. Aquamation is a simple process similar to Mother Nature's own that allows the family to retain more of their companion's remains. To find out more, call or stop by Krill Funeral Service today.
It's pretty obvious that there is a huge inventory of trailers at Jason Deach Trailer Sales in Edgerton. But what you can't see is how many parts they have available. Axles, brakes, doors, fenders, hitches, hinges, electrical, lighting, suspensions, tie-downs, toolboxes, tires, and wheels. If it's a part you need for your trailer, you can get it online or in person at Jason Deach Trailer Sales on the east side of Edgerton.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, 61-49, your final score. The Bears defeat Swanton here at home to get league win number 1. 3 players from the Bears in double figures. Those include Reese Jackson with 19, Titus Rohr with 13, and Connor Arthur with 10. Chris Malanga and Dad Goff here with you on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Let's take a look at some stats for both teams. Taking a look first for Swanton. Swanton was 43% from the field. They were 45% from the field from inside the three-point arc, 41%, 7 of 17 from outside, 0 of 2 from the foul line. They only shot 2 foul shots tonight. They had 19 rebounds, 7 offensive, 12 defensive. They also had 2 steals and 10 total turnovers. Their leading scorer was Jared Wilson, 9 of 15 from the field, 5 of 8 from 2, 4 of 7 from 3, and he had 22 points. Hunter Mix, 5 of 9 from the field, 5 of 8 from the 2-point arc. Josh Vance had 9 points, 4 of 9, including 1 of 2 from 3-point. Randy Slink had 1 point, just 1 of 4 from 3. Andrew Thornton had 3. He was 1 of 2 from 3. And Dylan Gilsdorf had 2 points, 1 of 2 from the field. Taking a look at the stats for the Bryan Golden Bears. Bryan had a total of 56% from the field. They were 26 of 46, 23 of 36 from 2, 3 of 10 from 3, 6 of 13 from the line, 63% from 2, 30% from 3, 46% from the line. They had 24 total rebounds, 12 on the offensive and 12 on the defensive. They had 3 steals, 4 blocks, and 10 turnovers. Leading scorer for the Golden Bears was Reese Jackson with 19 points. He was 9 of 12, 75% from the field. All those came from inside the three-point arc. He also was 50%, 1 of 2 from the line. Titus Rohrer had 13 points. He was 6 of 8 from the field, 1 of 4 from the line. Connor Arthur had 10 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from the foul line. Caleb Zuver was 7, 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line. Connor Shirkey had 5 points. He was 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line. Connor Lemons, 4 points, 2 of 3 from the field. And Adam Queen had 3 points. He was 1 of 3 with a three-pointer for the Golden Bears, giving them their total of 61 points. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have head coach Brandon Fisher and more after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
It's hard to imagine that we're beginning another year. At Bryan Ford, we have so much to be thankful for. Our new space provides customers a more relaxing atmosphere to purchase a new or used vehicle. Or wait while our certified technicians get your vehicle back on the road. When it comes to price, every dealer has the same rebates and interest rates, but not every dealer will listen to you and find out exactly what you want and need. So stop by Bryan Ford Lincoln today and let us show you the Bryan Ford advantage.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
BMU high-speed internet is now cheaper than ever. Now just $30 a month. That's $100 a year in savings. Get it with BMU extended basic cable for all your sports, movies, and reality shows. Plus local programming, including high school sports and community events. Not to mention a local help desk and support team for when you need them. Now for the fine print. We don't have any. No contracts or hidden fees. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net.
The hands-on training and education at Northwest State opens doors for good paying career opportunities with great local manufacturers. That helps me, my family, and my community.
For over 40 years, Bryan, Ohio has been home to the only import vehicle repair specialist in Northwest Ohio, Suburban Auto. Whether it's an Asian or European vehicle, Suburban has the knowledge and experience to keep your import or domestic car running strong. Do you have a hybrid vehicle that's acting up? Suburban is your one-stop hybrid repair shop. Don't be fooled by the one-size-fits-all repair shops. There is no substitute for experience. Come see the import repair pros, Suburban Auto.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Krill Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors. We are experts at helping hearts heal.
Last year, over 390 people in Ohio were killed because someone chose to get behind the wheel impaired. This is Lieutenant Bob Ashenfelder of the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Defiance Post. As part of the patrol's ongoing effort to contribute to a safer Ohio, troopers will continue an increased focus on impaired driving arrests in 2018. But we can't fight this battle on our own. We need your commitment to plan ahead by designating a sober driver or call for a ride. If you drink, don't drive.
School basketball on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Bryan, your winner, 61-49 over Swanton, and Bears did have to face a little bit of adversity tonight, but they were able to weather it and get the W.
Yeah, they were. They got all the way. Swanton got all the way to 6, and the Bears able to hang on for the win and get league number 1, and that's how you get things started. And Coach Fisher must have had enough of you during football season because he's been quite elusive tonight.
I think that's the second time that's happened. We've tried to get him, and he wasn't able to come out of the locker room just yet, still talking to the players. Golden Bears were up by 18 at one point, and here's another thing worth pointing out. Bears were down 5-0 at the start of this game, and you could either struggle the rest of the night after something like that happens, or you could bounce back and put together a good performance, and that's what happened. The Golden Bears able to build that 18-point lead and win it by 12.
Yeah, they had an excellent first half. They had a pretty good second half, but hey, a win is a win, and 1-0 in the league is a good thing.
And, of course, in the first half, the theme was the Bears were able to score on the interior, despite the fact that Swanton kept playing so much zone defense. Usually very difficult to score inside when that's happening, but the Bears found a way to get it done.
Yeah, especially with a great performance from a Jackson. That was huge, and that was really all the difference in the first half. So, hey, we'll take it.
19 points from Jackson. He is one of 3 Golden Bears that finish in double figures. Titus Rower and Connor Arthur, the other 2. So that's the final, 61-49, and that will do it from here at Bryan High School. For Chris Malenga and everyone at the Golden Bear Sports Network, I'm Thad Goff saying so long from Bryan.